Hey guys, so the MLG Major is in about 10 days, and we're going to be doing the fantasy team and the team pick'em challenge. So in the Cluj, we got gold for the fantasy team and the team pick'em, so we'll be trying to get the gold again. So once again, group stage day one, it's only worth 1 point. So it literally doesn't really matter what you do on day one because all of this is literally equal to one match on the semifinals, and it's somewhat the same for fantasy team, not in the sense, but it's like BO1 compared to like BO3 later on, which gives you much more points. So day one, so straight up, the easiest ones is probably NIP. NIP is a tier 1 team. Flip side's a tier 2 team. I actually think NIP is one of the most underrated teams going into this. I actually think NIP is like doing better and better, and I think NIP is gonna be in the top. I actually want to say that NIP will be top. I think they can make it in semifinals or at least the quarterfinals. Some people even put NIP like outside top 10 at the moment, but I think NIP is actually like really strong at the moment. So next up, the easiest one is Fnatic versus Splice. So this is probably the most one-sided. This is probably the best team at the moment, and this is like probably the worst team at the major, who just like clinched to get in here. Like they didn't even qualify for the qualifier. So another team had to drop out like Mongols couldn't get a visa. So Splice just like subbed in and they somehow made it through. So the next most one-sided is probably Australia's. So we're just gonna be picking them because Gambit Gaming, technically Gambit Gaming's actually a decent team in my opinion. They're like what 3 of the 5 old Hellraiser team. They're actually a decent team, but I think like they're just a little bit like worse than the other team. And Navi versus Cloud9. Navi is actually also performing really well. Guardian goes off like every fucking match. I don't know how. I actually think Guardian is like probably the best player at the moment in the world by a decent amount. Like Kenny S pretty much doesn't even compare at the moment to Guardian. And VP versus G2. So by default, G2 is now the best French team because NVS has been, I don't even know what Envy has been doing, but Envy has just been like trolling. And VP has also been like really meh. This one, like depending what happens in the next 10 days, something like extreme happens, you should switch this to VP. But I do think G2 is the better team at the moment because VP literally loses to everybody at the moment. VP is like an Envious. I don't know what they're doing, but Envious lost to Energy, which is like kind of because Energy had taps into. Technically, that's 3/5, 3/5 of the old Mel Sports team. So it's not like that random, but still, Envious should beat CLG. I mean, so I'm gonna have to go with Envious, but there's a chance that if they continue sucking the way they suck, that CLG beat them. Like Energy 2-1 them, and Envious been losing like pretty much everything. I think they lost the E-Frag, and they also lost the Temple Storm, pretty sure. So they've been looking really meh. But I'm still gonna go with Envious because I still think Envious is the better team, but I can also see CLG. This is kind of sad because like a couple months ago, this would be like an 80-20 matchup. Now it's like pretty much closer just because how much Envious been losing. I actually think this is gonna be a little bit closer than some people might think, but Luminosity, tier one team officially starting this year. I do think Luminosity is like one of the better teams here, but I also think that Mel Sports could take them off if Nico next, they go off. They're fucking insane. But also they got Cold Zera and Fur and FNX who are also nuts. And I actually think the last one's gonna be the closest one, phased against Liquid. So I'm actually gonna skip this one for now. I'll probably show you guys on like Twitter what I'll pick, but I know that phase on like the world rankings should be better, but I actually kind of want to go with Liquid here, and since that's like kind of like my only like thing I want to do like for fun, kind of also. If you want to go with phase, just go with phase because phase probably is overall the better team. But I actually think Liquid might win, so I'm most likely gonna pick Liquid. And also doesn't even matter because it's worth 1 point. You can lose all of these, and just get one semifinals, and that's all that matters. Like day one doesn't really matter what happened. So for fantasy team, I'm actually going for a much safer route this time. So right now I got Forest, Seized, Happy, Dupree, and Guardian. I can change all of these. These are really safe because like these guys are teams that are most likely gonna win. If you want, like the better players to pick are probably from Luminosity, Mouse Sports, FaZe, and Liquid, and that's because these matches are closer. But since you don't really know who's gonna win, you don't really want to go for them. Like day one doesn't matter as much, so I just want to go for safe on day one. So Guardian for Cluj, I actually had him like every day except for last day because he had to pick the winning team, Envious. Actually, I didn't have him, but you see like all the points that Guardian got like compared to the other players. Like he got 65, everyone else got him like almost nothing. Like where is he? 151. Like I don't know. Guardian is just insane in points, and for I'm just gonna pick him again. Guardian and Happy. Okay, so why I picked Happy for Eco Warrior is because which team wins a lot of pistols and always forces up? That's fucking Envious, right? So Envious, you probably want a pistol player from Envious because they always force up like every fucking round, and they also win a lot of pistols. So I'm just going with Happy. Clutch King, I didn't really know who to pick, but who's most likely gonna throw rounds? They're facing Cloud9, so maybe Cloud9 could throw some. And also somehow C's had the second most clutch the last major, so I just went with C's since they're against Cloud9. Cloud9 throws a lot of rounds for no reason. Commando, I think Forest, like I really like Nimp right now, and I think they're gonna beat Flipside, and I think Forest can have good KDA. You don't have to go Forest here. You can go like pretty much anybody you want here. You can literally go like almost anybody that you think is gonna win. You probably pick. Let's see who you pick. You can pick pretty much like the 3 players from Michelis. You can pick like all like 3 of the Navi players, like all the Fnatic members pretty much. You can pretty much pick anyone for Commando. This one probably doesn't matter as much. And the entry fragger, I just went with the Pre because I do think the Pre is one of the better entry fraggers out there. And they're most likely going to beat Gambit Gaming. But I also think Gambit Gaming isn't a free win, but they should beat them, and hopefully they have like a decent amount of frags. So that's just like my thoughts, and I'll probably be covering every day. But good luck, guys.